It is engagement we need to have.
Those who suffer miscarriages are never taken into account.
Members of the National Assembly are also influence peddlers.
You are sitting on Nigerians' money.
From the Babin, I pay my rent. From the Babin, I send my children to school.
A consultative engagement.
No any tangible notification before they ban us.
It's one thing for people to be at your back and the heat of the moment, and another thing for them to still be with you when push comes to shove.
I will do everything to take Lagos out of the national grid.
Hello and welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. I am Sayome Sally, and today I'm joined by the amazing ladies, Manny and Issy. Hello, ladies.
Hello.
Manny, Money. What a guan.
Hi.
So who are we starting with? Issy, how are you?
Why must I be the first person to talk about this thing now? I'm fine, thank you.
How was your weekend?
It was short. I wish it was longer though. And I'm looking forward to the holidays.
Awesome.
Easter holiday, yeah.
Yeah, our kids are already back home.
Yes, some of them, they're actually getting off school this week actually.
Okay.
So it's going to be a free-for-all at the end of the day.
Awesome.
You can see I'm glowing, I'm so happy. No work, I don't have to go anywhere.
How about you, Manny? How are you?
My weekend was tight. I worked on Saturday, so we had our office quarterly retreat on Saturday. So we worked morning till night. So
Yeah.
I love the look.
Oh yeah.
thank you.
I think we are lined up to steal these hats today.
It's so pretty.
As soon as we're saying bye, I'm out of here. Because Milola is waiting.
Milala is waiting, oh yes, so
Honorable.
our very honorable. So we're discussing women in politics today, and we have our very own honorable, with us. And here's what we found as today's post: women belong in all places where decisions are being made. This is from Ruth Bader Ginsburg. So referencing a publication by Damilola Agbalojobi, Agbalojobi, on the conversation, there are few women in political and leadership spaces in Nigeria. She says currently only 7 out of 109 senators and 22 out of 360 House of Representatives member are women. So our very own Honorable Damilola Utubanjo is here to discuss the challenges young female politicians face in Nigeria. But first, let's take a break to see what we found in the news. You're still watching Ways. Now, in 2022, the United Nations Mine Action Service marks the day under the theme Safeguard, Safe Steps, Safe Home. The focus of the observance is on the impressive achievements of the global mine action community, starting with the work of the international campaign to ban mines, founded in 1992 and awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 1997, as well as on the achievements of UN member states in the period since the Mine Ban Convention came into force in 1999, and on highlighting the work that remains to be completed. Safe Ground is the name, the global campaign turning minefields into playing fields, which was launched by the Secretary General of the United Nations in 2019, and the concept of clearing the earth of land mines and other explosive hazards to make it safe for development. All right, so this is quite interesting.
Absolutely. I have a story on what's her name, late Princess Diana. She actually was quite passionate about this.
Landmines,
It was part of her passion. She actually traveled a lot to ensure that we had safe grounds for individuals to walk
Especially farmers.
Yes, especially
people that work in the rural community.
And we have her son, what's his name, the second one?
Harry.
Harry, thank you. Harry has actually taken that on as well to, walk through the same path as the mother currently.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's something that we should actually take into consideration, because a lot of people do not know they are actually walking on a surface that has been, bombed or has been
planted,
has been bombed with landmines. So you have to be very
But they
careful.
have them in war-torn countries.
Not
different
only
areas.
Not only war-torn countries. In some cases, even where you have cartels, you have individuals who are
drug lords, or call them.
Yes, who are drug lords. Yes, they also have things
Really?
like that to actually protect themselves. Yeah,
In Africa?
Not only in Africa. No, I'm not talking about Africa. I'm talking about
around the world.
around the world.
All right, enough of that. Let's move on. So who are we starting with? Let me start with you, Manny. What's your story?
Okay, I actually have two stories, so I'm going to tie them together because they talk about Nigeria's economy. So the first one, Punch newspaper says, experts predict further depreciation of Naira. So economic experts and financial analysts have predicted a further depreciation of the Naira, while also forecasting that the country's gross domestic product will grow by almost 3% in 2022. So according to the regional head of equity research, West African, Standard Bank Group, Muyiwa Uni, who was one of the speakers at the webinar, the financial institution forecast that the Naira's value will drop as the year progresses. So he said, we predict that the currency on the official market will be around 440 Naira per dollar from around 416 or 417 that it is presently. So our view is that as long as we don't see formal reforms in the foreign exchange market, the shortage will continue to persist. So, yeah, I'm going to go straight into the next one that says, Punch newspaper as well, 2 million people will start receiving 20 billion Naira monthly from June. This is by the federal government. So the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Farouk, says that 2 million people will start receiving about 20 billion from June this year as basic cash transfers and conditional cash transfers under the National Cash Transfer Program. So it was gathered that the federal government will pay the 2 million people 5,000 Naira each under the basic cash transfer and an additional 5,000 under the conditional cash transfer. So this implies that government will be spending about 20 billion on the beneficiaries. So for me, the Naira, we're reporting that there's going to be further depreciation of the Naira, and then we're talking about the government giving out 20 billion on a monthly basis, to people. For me, I just feel like, why give them 5,000 Naira each? Why don't we just create different things for them? We can, build things like technical college, build different infrastructural equipment so that these people can learn something. Because you give a man a fish, he's going to come back tomorrow to beg for another fish. So why don't you just teach this person how to fish? So create the environment where they can learn different kinds of trades, different kinds of skills, and then you will take them off the street, and you don't have to worry about giving them 5,000 Naira. So
when I see these things, it actually even breaks my heart. So I was watching something, I can't remember where it was, and I saw an empowerment program, and it's still the same crappy things. You see, they will line up sewing machine, line up grinding machine, line up, like, how do these people, how do these people actually perceive us as Nigerians? Do they feel like we do not have the capacity to do great things, right? Why do we keep on saying empowerment are things that, because giving me 5,000, really, what can 5,000 do
in this
for
day
me?
and age?
Do you get? So if we're thinking solutions and we're thinking, okay, I want to build, like, for instance, a massive factory where you can come and work on a daily basis, you know, maybe making something and you're earning money on a daily basis. It's much more than a 5,000. So take for instance, a friend of mine said she went to New York Fashion School. I always bring up that as an example.
Yeah.
So she said that in New York Fashion School, there is a massive factory where they make cloth productions, where if you go, it is only button that is your specialty.
Yeah.
You are coming, so they are bringing the clothes, you're only sewing the button. That's all you're doing. And you're paid per hour. Somebody else is fixing the zip. Somebody else. We have the market. Like, we are over 200 million people. Yeah. Why are we not thinking solutions in the direction where, for instance, you build a big, Nigeria is big on fashion. Build a big fashion factory where I come say, okay, it's jeans production that they are making, just jeans. And somebody is in charge of sewing the jeans together. Somebody is in charge of putting the buttons. Somebody is in charge of zipping it up. Tacking. Then at the end of the day, you are paid per hour. It will be much more than just giving 5,000 naira. Like, it does not make sense.
You know,
there is what's it called, gratitude, or what, reward in labor. The moment you introduce something like this, that means that
very good human beings.
These are the things that actually promotes the entitlement mentality
because
in Nigeria.
To them is we want to eat part of the cake,
part of it, and this is our entitlement. We're getting it now.
Yeah.
The key, where I'm looking at it from the perspective, that we have to grow individuals who are supposed to be functional individuals in the society. If you are telling me that you're going to give them money, and at the end of the day that is supposed to add to the bottom line for them, they will come back for what? For more. And that means that you've not helped them in any way.
So many people have said that the government is actually doing this to line their own pockets. That is, but I think there are better ways.
And they don't actually. So when people accuse them, they actually have not given us any other reason to. Because look at now, for instance, I had a very ridiculous stuff this morning. The budget for education was about 100 and something billion, right? The budget that the federal government claimed that they used to feed children in school was over 200 and something. Yes, like twice that money. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Always.
What is ASU asking for?
Always.
You understand? This is what ASU is asking for. This is what you are collecting. Like, it does not make any sense.
Crazy.
You know, let's move on to your story quickly.
Like,
we don't have time.
Like I say, these people, they know what they're doing, bottom line. Anyway, because of the topic we're talking about today, which is about women in politics, the story actually resonated with me, and I took the headline, which says 2023, take advantage of our gender-friendly policies. PDP tells women. So the People's Democratic Party, PDP, has advised eligible party women to take advantage of the women-friendly policies, which I tried to dig out online to see if I could get some of the policies that, they had. I couldn't actually get some of them, but however, said that they should come online and, come on board and run for various elective positions in 2023. And the party gave the advice in a statement by its national women leader, who is Professor Stella Efa Ato in Abuja. And it's crucial that we understand that we have individuals who are interested in being in politics, and they are interested in politics, but they do not even know how to go about it. And we have women who feel that it's actually the terrain for men, which is why I'm also excited about this topic we are having today. And of course, who else but our wonderful, honorable Milola to come and talk to us about
All right, so my story is quite interesting because, drum roll, from tonight, they say that if you have not linked your NIN to your SIM cards, from tonight, the federal government has ordered all telecoms to ban you from at least making calls.
From tonight,
for now, you'll be able to receive calls, but you will not be able to make calls. So all those subscribers that are yet to link their NIN to their phone number, effective from tonight, April 4th, right, at 12 midnight, you cannot longer make calls. And this, the Minister for Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, announced this in a statement you know, as part of the move for implementation of the NIN SIM link policy of the government. The statement was jointly signed by the Director of Public Affairs Nigerian Communications Commission, Ikechukwu Adinde, and the Head Corporate Communication National Identity Management Commission, Kayode Adegoke. So the federal government has mandated all telecoms subscribers to link their SIMs with NIN since December 2020 as part of the regime's policy for security and social policy, right? But Nigerians have faulted and the effectiveness of this linkage, you know, and the effectiveness of this, of course, people are linking it to things like the kidnapping of Abuja, Kaduna train passengers and other victims that are falling, you know, asking for ransoms and all of that. They use phone calls to do all of these things. So it is important that you understand the security risk, not linking your SIM card to an identification. Anybody can just pick up a SIM and call and nobody can trace it. So that will no longer happen from tonight.
I like that. I just wait for the day they would implement what they say.
We are waiting.
No, I think this one is becoming an issue that is out of hand. You know, they said over 125 million SIM cards have had the NIN submitted for linkage, verification, and authentication, while the NIMC has issued over 78 million NIN till date. So, I mean, it's...
I think they're going to postpone this.
You think so?
I'm waiting for them to announce.
All right, so on that note, we'll take a break from the conversation. When we return from the break, we'll be speaking to our Honorable on the impact, right? How women, young women especially, are coping in politics. Stay with us.
It is engagement we need to have.
Those who suffer miscarriages are never taken into account.
Members of the National Assembly are also influence peddlers.
You are sitting on Nigerians' money.
From the barbing, I pay my rent. On the barbing, I send my children to school.
A consultative engagement.
No any tangible notification before they ban us.
It's one thing for people to be at your back and the heat of the moment, and another thing for them to still be with you when push comes to shove.
I will do everything to take Lagos out of the national grid.
Increase the reach of your events or business services. To advertise on Plus TV Africa, please call 0906 000 5719 or 0909 040 8408, or send an email to marketing@plustvafrica.com. Plus TV Africa. Big stories live here.
This Medan has been directed to empower 1,000 persons with disabilities in each state in the next 12 months.
We now start hearing the shoot of guns.
Whatever I've done.
Every public policy has winners and losers, and some will not be very happy with you, while others, usually the silent majority will be quite happy.
Thanks for staying with us. Now, under international standards, both men and women should have equal rights and opportunity to everything worldwide, most especially to participate fully in all aspects and at all levels of political processes. Now, globally, women constitute over half of the world's population and contribute in vital ways rather, to societal development generally. So in most societies, women assume some key roles, which are mother, producer, home manager, community organizer, socio-cultural and political activist. Of these many roles mentioned, the last has been endangered, right, engendered by women movement. Now, in line with global trends, Nigerian women constitute nearly half of the population of the country, but despite the major roles that they play with their population, women roles in the society are yet to be given recognition, and this is due to some cultural stereotypes, abuse of religion, traditional practices, and patriarchal societal structures. So what do you think are some of the challenges, right, young female politicians face in Nigeria? Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. You can also tweet at us at WaveShowAfrica1 with the hashtag WaveShow. So I was going to bring in Milola in a minute, but I just wanted to hear your thoughts, because for me, when I see this topic, I think it's a double whammy. First of all, you are a woman, right? And then you are now young. They are two different things, because it's one thing for you to be a woman in politics, it's another thing for you to be a young person in politics. I mean, I'm quite impressed with the crop of people that are coming out this 2023 elections. I mean, just on Saturday, GRV has declared that he's going for governorship in Lagos. Banky W also came out, he's going for House of Representatives. You know, so we're seeing a crop of young people coming out. Usually when I see guys declare, there's no really, you don't get the, you know, like, but if a woman comes out and the woman is now young again, it's like a double. Like,
what are you doing there?
Yeah, what are you doing there? But let me hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts on this topic?
I think basically it's a cultural thing. We believe that the space is for men, but with the crop of people that are coming up, especially young women who are politically aware now compared to how it was before, we have seen women wake up to to take their place in politics and stand up for the rights of women and the society as well. So I think it's a good one if we see more women step out. I'm not a politician though, you know, but I believe that we need more women in politics. Basically.
Okay, so let me hear your thoughts, Mani.
Well, I think that the political terrain is not a very friendly one for women, most especially someone from the younger demography, so it becomes more difficult for them. So I think they have a lot of issues they deal with, which we need to start to speak up, you know, about, so that we can start taking care of them, tackling them one after the other. So when they see that you're a woman, like we said, it's a problem. And then when they see that you're a younger woman,
that's like a double problem.
It's double problem, double jeopardy. So yeah, so what it is they now lack public support. So people are like, you're young, you're a woman, you don't have sense. You can't have sense. Then we have factors that affect them.
Or you have someone who is sponsoring you.
You have a sugar daddy, you know, so they see it for the men, it's like you have a godfather. But when you are a woman in politics, you have there's a man bankrolling your
another godfather.
It's a godfather, but this time they remove the god and put the sugar. You know, so then we have factors affecting it, like religion. So there are so many religions that will not allow their women to speak up. How much more to go for, you know, a political position? We have, you know, like lack of support. So they also have lack of financial support. So all these things begin to affect the women and makes it very difficult for them to come
I
out.
hate it when I hear people say that you're young. Just wait. It's not your turn yet, because I mean there are much more
people waiting
and all
have
of that.
been waiting
if the
in
person
line.
is qualified, you
Yeah.
know, I mean, some of these people that are leaders now, they were heads of state when they were in their 30s, right? So why can't we start to push for more people in their 30s, you know, to occupy such positions, right? So, I mean, it's really interesting, but let me bring in our honorable guest. Honorable Damilola Otubaja is a fashion enthusiast. She's also an entrepreneur, an engineer, a mother, a beautician, philanthropist, and a beauty queen. Now, she bagged her first degree in physics with electronics from Olabisi Onabanjo University and in Nigeria, and a second degree in renewable engineering from Kingston University in London. She has worked with Lagos State Government under the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources and drove novel power projects in the renewable energy space, such as creating the research and development unit in the ministry, designing and developing the first solar water pump project at the Lagos State Electricity Board before joining the agency to head the solar department, where she was in charge of the operation and maintenance of Lagos Solar, a project initiated by the Lagos State Government with counter-funding from the DFID. Upon serving the government for some years, she went into private business sector, driving a fashion and lifestyle business called the Milola Group. Here, she focuses on fashion beauty products for women and all class and color. Milola Signature, Milola Casual, Milola Luxe, caters to women apparel, serving all women clothing. Milola Glow, Milola Scent, Milola Hair Care, Milola Spa offers beauty and product services for women. Her passion for young people led her into founding the Pink Dove Charitable Initiative, an NGO that is touching lives and driving social economic change for over 14 years. Now, she's a mom of 2 adorable daughters and believes strongly in pursuing her dream. And that is why we have brought her here. In case you did not know, let me reintroduce our co-host. She's not a small woman. It is the passion that she has that also brought her to be part of the co-anchors on Ways, and we are really, truly honored, you know, to have very powerful women. One day I will read out Mani and Isi's profile for you too. We have very powerful women on our show, and we are really happy, and we are very supportive, 100% behind you, Honorable Milola. Thank you so much for joining us as our guest today.
Let's clap for her.
You know, as you're reading the profile, I was just smiling. Okay.
I've done this.
Okay.
And you're going
it's a pleasure
to
being here. It's an amazing thing to sit on the hot chair. Today I'm a guest.
Yes.
Yeah.
And every other time I'm a co-host.
Yeah.
It's interesting to wear many hats. It's interesting to switch roles and perform beautifully at every one of them. So
absolutely. So we're
hit me.
Yeah, we're here with you. So let's hit the ground running, because I remember when you spoke with me about the dream for going into politics and all of that. I mean, you're different, because you're somebody that has, you know, you've actually tested a lot of things, and for you see your state, for instance, as something that you believe that there are so many resources that are there that, you know, you just need the right mind to be able to extract and, you know, take it on a global stage. You know, but there is always this thing that comes whenever somebody says they want to come out for positions of elective offices, right? And for you, it's a double whammy, right? You are a young woman. I mean, you are a woman, first of all, and you are then young on it.
Am I really young?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
You are young, actually. I mean, if you compare yourself to the crop of people that we see as, you know,
female politicians.
Yeah. I mean,
right,
there are lots of, me, I'm not in politics. I'm just 37. I can't be thinking of politics now. It's not possible. I don't even think I can actually have the liver to run for any, maybe probably an appointment. But say I will go and be shouting, I don't think I have that energy. But, you know, let's understand how the journey has been so far, since the intention, and how has it been the reception, especially being that you are a woman and you are young.
Wow, it's an interesting experience for me, and I did a lot of mental preparation before I went into it. When people see me come out running for office, they wonder, you were doing fashion. you want to run for office. I mean, what's the connection? But those that are close to me long enough, that have been in my space for years, know that it's not a wimp. I didn't just jump at it out of the blues, out of desperation, out of survival. It is an innate desire that has been pulsating for a very long time, that I've nurtured and nursed, which was what led to me joining the public service, the civil service in the first place. So for me, if you ever check my name, you can find some of my previous interview while I was a beauty queen. And I'm talking 2007, 2008. Even preceding that time, I've always nursed the ambition to be part of a significant change. For me, to live a life of influence is our greatest call. We do not understand that it's not about running religious practices before you change lives. You must learn to live your life in such a way that on account of you living your life, other people find the strength, the muscle to stand up and live theirs. And it is only by living yours that you can learn and make mistakes, and then you can share your experiences with other people as you journey along. So to volunteer myself as a guinea pig, as a young woman, to run for office, to vie for position of leadership, is something that I live for. Do I have self-doubt sometimes? Of course I have doubts. Do I struggle? Absolutely I struggle. Has it been a tough ride? Completely tough. But has it been very encouraging? Absolutely encouraging. If there's anything that keeps me going, is I can't fail because other people are watching me to succeed, not because they're watching me to fail. A lot of people are very cynical, very pessimistic with their snide remarks. You understand that they're projecting on you the possibilities they see for themselves, and you don't take ownership of those remarks. The world is a mirror. People only see you as they are. So when I hear people say some things that are very inappropriate, I just take pity upon them, particularly from the women. Particularly from the women. I know we're going to shake some table tonight, but it is important we put this thing out there. So we know, in case we do not know, now we know. We can never feign ignorance of this conversation anymore. The challenges of a young woman running for office is really not from the man. There's a bit of a man issue on the underlining of it, because then power is something that men do not consider a woman to hold. They do not expect you as a young woman to vie for a position as lofty as a House of Representatives, starting out the first time into governance. But you do not know what drives me. You do not know my mission, my vision that influences my decision and my action. How dare you tell me what I can do? Just because you don't see it possible for yourself does not mean you should scorn me for taking this step. I'd rather fail at doing something I love than succeed at doing mediocre.
I like that. So what has been your biggest challenge so far in your journey?
Well, like every young person running for office, there's an issue of you're young, you're inexperienced. There's a natural tendency for people to doubt your seriousness. I remember I had a chat with one of my chieftain, and he said to me, I don't want to speak Yoruba, I would have used his word. Do you really want to do this thing, or are you just testing water? Really? Do you really want to run for office, or are you just seeking popularity? Do you really want to win, or are you looking for an appointment?
But Mulola, you cannot take away the fact that when it comes to people that are coming out to say they want to run for political offices, a lot of people actually are in that box, where they are seeking popularity, seeking relevance, so that eventually they settle for an appointment, a political appointment. So you can't, I mean, it's a valid question. Valid, yes.
But it goes to the heart of the matter that makes people think that there's a bit of a self-doubt that comes with that question. And there's the need of checking you to be sure that you know what you're doing and what you're gunning for. But the challenges for me, I would say I've been blessed. I would say the reception has been very good. The people have been very warm. Because when I go home, what drives me is my passion. What drives me is my desire. And when I speak, you can tell that she carry fire. You know, and you have to not dump down. You have to not pipe down. But then you want to find a fine balance between being confident and not coming across as being arrogant. Because these are people who are not used to a woman stepping up to that plate and saying, I want to run for the office of House of Representatives.
So you were going to talk about the biggest resistance being women, the biggest people, because I mean there was a conference that you attended recently and Larry Olushola was talking about, and that's the truth. Let's be honest. You know, women are we keep on saying women support women, but I don't see that happening, because women were our biggest, you know, although our own generation of women were changing things, right? We are comfortable. We are comfortable. Yes, we are comfortable seeing every other person's
another
success.
queen's crown.
Yes, go ahead, Milola.
You touch on something that I would like to share without trying to sound like I'm attacking anybody, but we need to do better as women. Larry Olushola said it and it was spot on. Women compete with women. Is a fellow woman you are wearing your lashes for, is a fellow woman you're wearing your wigs for, your bone straights, your long hair. No man cares about those type of things. You're only wearing your high heels so that you can be taller than the next woman. And that's really spot on. And I realized that women do not do enough for women, particularly a woman that can be considered a threat, or a woman that can be seen to have a bit of brightness and a lot of prospects. There's a bit of fear and intimidation from a fellow woman when you see a young, beautiful woman stepping up to that plate. Do I then not show up in my grandest ideal just because I do not want you to feel inadequate?
Intimidated.
There's always the issue of, and I see women say women empowerment, women empowerment, women empowerment. The only women really empowerment are the women that are the downtrodden and the ones that are the low-class women. We need to empower a woman like yourself. We should be comfortable. And I think that, for me, because I know who I am, the Bible says, know thyself and to thyself be true. There's a common wound amongst we women. What is responsible for some of this inadequacy or sense of inadequacies, largely because of a lot of undiscovered issues within us. We share a common wound as women. So that's why we can relate with each other's struggle. That's why you can pick a vibe of another woman, whether it's positive or negative, because we are all connected. We're all from the same space. We all share the same struggle and the same worry. And you know what you did to scale. So you understand this is the part she's going to have to toe. And somehow a part of you is saying, no, I'm not going to have as a competition. And then you start to get a lot of vibe. Vibe speaks louder than words.
Absolutely. Okay, on that note, let's take a break. We'll take a break. When we come back from the break, we'll continue this amazing chat. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Now, if you just tuned in, we are discussing the challenges young female face in Nigeria. And we are with Honorable Damilola Milola. I love that name, Honorable Damilola Otubaja. Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS to WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. You can also tweet at us at Wayshow Africa1 with the hashtag Wayshow. Now, Milola, you touched on, okay, you have a question. Go ahead.
Okay, so Milola, one of the challenges that I brought up when I spoke first, I talked about lack of public support. So we know that the lack of public support goes to also affect the lack of financial support. So how has it been for you financially? How have you been able to do this? Because we talked about women empowerment, financial empowerment some weeks ago. So we know that it's sometimes easier for the men, you know, to do well here in this arena, but more difficult for the women because of they're not financially empowered. So how has it been for you, and how are you raising funds for your campaign?
It's been tough, money. It's been it's been a lot of struggle, you know. But one thing is, people, what I've discovered is a lot of people are watching you, Damilola. They want to see how far you can go. They want to see how well you can survive on your own. And for one thing is, I say to myself, nobody owe you nothing. You got up and you chose to run. If you ever get help, please don't be entitled. Forget the fact whether women don't get support or financing. You choose this battle. And if you think, these are my conviction, if you think that what you're doing is good enough, you have to trust the universe. You have to trust the source. You have to trust God to bring you help at the point of need. And this is what I anchor my strength on. All I need, I have. What I don't have is what I want. There's a difference between need and want. There's sometimes I need to get up and go and do some things. I need to do this, I need to do this. I realize at the hour of need, help is available. But I would love to have this, I would love to have that, I would love to have this, I would love to have that. You know, and I'm not able to. And sometimes I feel like I could do better. But lack of enough funds has also given me a lot of awareness.
Creative ideas.
Aside of the creative, it's made me be aware of the people that support me and surround me. People invest more in the seat than in the candidates. People fund a candidate, they don't fund an aspirant. You hear people say things like, go and secure your ticket first and then we can bring you the money. How do I stand a chance to secure a ticket if I do not get the necessary funding?
Milola, I just want to add now, you know, like when you said everything, you said what I need, I have, what I don't need. I actually said hallelujah. That just actually sounds like a testimony. But what I'm going to do is, I believe in you. I heard what you just said. People fund the candidate. So they're
People
not
fund the position.
The position, not the candidate. So they're not looking at you. They want to bet on something. But
they come on guarantees. They invest on certainties. If you can secure the ticket, then I'll give you. So one said, I'll take you to a prominent Nigerian. They mentioned a big name. I said, why do I have to win it? Do you believe in me or do you believe in the ticket? That means you're investing in my, oh, she looks like she's going to scale. Let's quickly tag along.
Yeah.
You want people to invest in you. But then, like I said, God has been gracious. And I believe that my passion, my desire, my commitment, and my dedication has seen me through. I'm grateful that I discovered a path before I discovered politics. And that is what I anchored and find my strength in, discovering the spiritual path, discovering the purpose of who I am, understanding that I have a universe within me, and there is nothing that can be withheld from me, helps me to sustain this dream and this agenda.
Go ahead. Okay, Milola, you've actually touched on a lot of points, but there is one key thing I want you to, touch on, and that is marginalization based on the fact that you are a woman and a pretty one at that. So can you throw light on this, on how has it been for you as a pretty woman who do you think you've been marginalized in the process of you trying to get your ticket as well?
I like that question, AC, and I want to say that I do not feel marginalized. I actually feel privileged.
Good.
I feel that because I'm a woman, I stand a higher chance than the man. And in Ogun State, where the governor is very passionate about women involvement in governance. Just on Friday, the governor signed, there's a bill at the House, 35 women derivative. He actually signed the one for Ogun State to involve 35 women in governance. And I said, I'm going to take a seat. I'm going to place a demand on the governor. You said you signed this. I demand to be involved. There are 3 women that's come out of House of Representatives.
Yeah.
It means the 3 of us should get a ticket.
Yes. Absolutely. If we have
it needs to back that signing.
Put your money where your mouth is. Yes.
And luckily for me, I'm the only woman that has emerged yet out of 11 candidates vying for this seat.
Wow.
So in no way or form do I really feel marginalized. I actually think it's an advantage that I'm a woman because it gives me a negotiating power to say, I'm not just a woman, you can test me. I actually asked for a debate. Throw us all onto the field. Let's defend our...
But let me bring it back a bit. Do you think right now the way the political structure is, it's focused on what you have as content on your inside or loyalty or whatever? Because again,
it has nothing to
do you get my point? Because if we want to benchmark your emerging, and this is where a lot of young people fail, right? This is where a lot of young people fail. They feel like, oh, I am intelligent, I'm super intelligent, I know what to do, blah, blah, blah. But they forget to play the political part. And this is why we have been watching your journey, going back to the grassroots, ensuring that there are a bit of stakeholder consultations and all of that is going on here and there. So how relevant is that again, with your movement as a young woman, right? And that people are saying, and again, you're pretty, my dear. You cannot tell me that some things will not have been demanded.
Oh boy, don't take that tone. and like very spot on, Uwa.
Yeah.
Someone said to me, Damilola, loyalty is more important than qualification. It doesn't matter how skilled, how knowledgeable, how smart, how intelligent, how outspoken or driven you are. They check how loyal are you to your people, how loyal are you to the party. The party is going to back you up. You have to be kind to the party for the party to be kind to you. And you already know what that means. It takes a lot of dough to muscle, to prove loyalty. And I discovered that they see you, they hear you, they believe in you. It's one thing to believe in somebody, it's another thing to believe that person. I believe in you, I believe in your ability, I believe in your time, but do I trust you
enough
to deliver the mandates, the perks, the bags of the office to me or us when you secure that office?
Position.
That's a different conversation entirely. Do you understand? Do people believe you enough to think that you can break bread, to think you can share the perks, to think that you can consider their self-interests ahead of
the people's
interests? You know, those are the things they're also watching out for. And that's what they mean by loyalty is more important than qualification. You know, how loyal are you going to be to
So, you know, when I hear you say loyalty, I mean, you're just concluded, you belong to the APC, right? The just concluded convention. I mean, there were 3 candidates, I believe, that were very strong for the position of the national youth leader. Of course, my friend Dayo Israel emerged as the national leader. But there was a strong candidate as well. I mean, I hear she's super intelligent. She's, you know, she's young. She's, what's her name again?
Risola
Abiola, right? She's the daughter of late Abiola. She's super intelligent, everything and all of that. But I can bet you for free that, you know, if a position comes up, right, and Milola is put side by side with a young man, right, why would they always come back? What are we not getting right as women and again as young people? Why would they continue to, you know, believe more in a male candidate than female candidate? Yeah.
Without a doubt, there's a lot of programming going right there with that. There's a lot of programming to believe that the man is the head and the woman is the neck or the support system. Our men struggle to give power to women because in the past, some women have actually not tried with the position they've been given. There's been a lot of abuse and it's shut the door.
Men too have failed, Milola.
But in terms of the number of women that have been given a chance to represent the interest of the female folk, they use them as a benchmark to judge the rest of us.
Sure.
And now, aside of that issue of women not doing right, there's an intrinsic check in the minds of men when a woman is going to vie for a position that they consider reserved for men. And they do not want to surrender the custody of authority to a young woman to hold such position because there's an hierarchy in politics.
No, but
and you will take a position when you have a particular role.
So, Milola, do you think our emotions have anything to do with it? You know why I say so? They would pick a Dayo Israel, for instance, as opposed to Risola Abiola, to become the youth leader for APC, right? Because they believe that emotional intelligence is possible, that Dayo Israel will be able to manage all stakeholders better than the woman that is we are all worked up. Do you think our emotions has anything to do with, I mean, that plays out all the time when a decision is put before, you know, people, and it has to be both from a man or a woman, and they always go back to picking a man? Do you think so?
I do not think so. Women are emotionally intelligent, emotionally stable. The things we manage, the things we wrestle, the things we juggle is proof that we are very, very competent and up to the task. It has nothing to do with us. It has nothing to do with the man. It has everything to do with the structure, the culture, the programming of past. And another thing, because I'm a student on the spiritual path who understands that we've been here many times before now, there's a baggage and a residue that affects our current level of performance, that constantly remind you of the limitations of this present life and of the past. We need to look beyond the veil. We need to peek deeper and understand what really is going on. Before we can change, we have to stop, we have to analyze, we have to take a risk, and we have to take chances. Once we start to break and touch on those points, then we start to see that women are actually as equally equipped with the same emotions running in both male and female, without anybody not still having struggles and excesses. We all have struggles, we all have strengths, we all have weaknesses, irrespective of this physical body. And we need to start to look at human being beyond the veil, beyond the covering, beyond the outfit, beyond the apparel, beyond the skin, and understand that we are both male and female, because sometimes I feel my male energy is so strong that it drives under even my female gene. So it has nothing to do with how feminine or how masculine I am.
I agree with you.
Okay, let's take your comments.
Okay. So before we take one, can I just
Quickly,
ask one quick
we
one?
are running out of
Okay.
time.
What about they say women are not able to go for night meetings? That's one of the things that actually keeps women from actually participating in politics. So Milola, how have you been coping with the midnight meetings?
I haven't had a lot of that. It can only become more intensified as the race progresses. And trust me, it's a challenge. We have to face and be realistic with the challenges that women have to are being confronted with. And you would have to make a lot of effort. For someone that is very nocturnal, I'm a night owl. I function most at night. I would probably not have any issues staying up. I remember when we were at the convention, I was up till 6:30 a.m. in the morning before I left the convention ground. Yes, and what were we doing? Observing. There was nothing we were doing but looking at the whole activity. There was even no election anyways. So we just sat there and sat and sat and sat some more. And I realized a lot of redundancy in the number of hours of engagement. There's no much productivity. So many a time the meetings are nothing but a lot of fun moments and gist time.
Okay.
The quality work that goes into it is so small. You can have a situation where you get to wait for hours to have a meeting, and the meeting is just for 5 seconds. So you're waiting, you're not meeting. They are a totally different thing. Wow. So it takes a lot of mental preparedness and understanding that there's a price to pay. You cannot expect, and don't say that I'm a woman, I have to close. That's why they say you should not come there.
Exactly.
So you have to be prepared for it.
You have to be prepared for what you're
how about
asking
the toasters? Are you prepared for them?
Well,
as a fine woman, we cannot not talk about that.
You have to understand that one thing that I struggle with though, and until recently I said, the Bible says the gift of a man will make way for him. One of the gifts God has given me is beauty. But he has done more than that. He has given me a brain, even though I say so myself.
Oh, you have that brain.
And I've made effort to make sure that I constantly improve on myself so that I can show that I have more to offer beyond my physical
being.
My beauty has opened doors, but it has stand in the way of me getting in. It has. I've had to walk away from some conversation because I just look at it. It's not because I'm a saint. It's not because I'm not interested. I just look at the terms of engagement and I say, I'm never going to touch this. Let's be involved as individuals. Let's work as people. If I'm game, I'm game. Never because of a condition. I would refuse any negotiation that is based on, I can help you, but it totally switches me off. And it makes me really, really inappropriate in my conduct and my manner. And I will tell you that I'm not interested. Forget it. I have learned enough about myself. I've achieved enough with my life to know that the beauty is a gift. It's not a curse.
Yes.
And I should not abuse it. I should tame the horse. You know, when you sit on a horse, the horse wants to run wild. It wants to run all over the place. But you need to maintain the rein and tame that horse. We women need to master how to tame our beauty and make it convenient and comfortable for other beautiful women to jump in.
Hallelujah! I have to say my own out loud. Let's take some comments.
Okay, mine says, good evening, beautiful ladies. Wow, what a conversation. I wish Milola the best in her. In her, I see confidence, strength, and zeal. I hope she also mentors the younger ones to be confident and bold to speak wherever they are. Thumbs up, ladies. Yuri from Gombe State.
Thank you, Yuri.
Okay, so good evening, my dear beautiful sisters of What Are You Saying ways. I do not think it is fair for women to be put aside and be relegated to the background when it comes to occupying positions of office in Nigeria. What stops a woman for a change from being the president of Nigeria? Is it a bad thing?
Thank you.
I
God
believe in the
bless you.
statement that says that what a man can do, a woman can do even better.
Absolutely.
Sister Damilola, nice one.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you and thumbs up to you. Please, I need a favor from you ladies. My mom is in the United Kingdom and I told her about the program Ways. Please let me know the channel she can watch it because she's very much interested. In Nigeria, the channel is 408 Plus TV. So what about the channel?
Okay, so I think, Daniel,
send the link.
you will need to just go on YouTube.
YouTube.
Yes, Plus TV Africa Lifestyle. She can always link up. People are watching us from the UK. All right, so good evening, ladies. Some of the challenges young women, female politicians face in Nigeria mostly are from our culture, religion, and social mindset.
Absolutely.
Culturally, most people, even women, think you want to be uncontrollable. Don't want to build your home, but compete with men. Forgetting you've been with men in school and marketplaces, excelled more than most of the men, then why should you be limited and talked down on? As Dami said, most women will always talk down on fellow women, being the first that will accuse them of sleeping around. It's quite unfortunate. You need to stand your ground and surround yourself with people like mind who believe in your vision. Thank you so much, BC. So Milola, if you had a minute to go, what would you say to all the young people, especially young, beautiful, brilliant women coming out in 2023? What would you encourage them to do?
I was going to touch on something
Quickly.
you said, which was very, very important. It's about taking the title honorable before my name. I remember I was at a female women conference for women, and a woman was magnanimous, honorable. Another woman said, honorable. Aspirants, sorry, I'm speaking Yoruba.
No, we understand.
And I see a thread.
Absolutely.
You can literally see. I used to tell people, don't call me an honorable. Then I said, no, Damilola, you call the things that are not as though they were.
Preach.
Take the title
and own it.
Own it. I am Honorable Oluwadamilola Otubanjo. I dare say it with every boldness. Women are a very interesting species. And I want to say, just to wrap up, just like you said, do not let people scorn your dream. And do not even stand in your own way. Because it is one thing for somebody to project negativity on you. It's another thing for you to catch on that virus.
And imbibe it.
Take ownership of your life. Take ownership of your mental space. You need a lot of self-awareness, a lot of journeying inside. For me to thrive, for me to succeed, I have to constantly withdraw within.
Awesome.
Because all emanates from within me.
Awesome.
You know, so for me, that's how I
Thank you so much. Greetings, ladies. I want to encourage Honorable Milola to keep fighting a good fight of faith. Your speech tonight is very motivational. I am gift of all watching from Luanda, Angola. Oh, that's Angola. Thank you so much. Then Damilola is a bunch of beauty and brain. I encourage her constituency to please vote her into House of Representative. This is regards Lawrence. Lawrence, you didn't tell us from where, but thank you so much, Honorable Milola. We will continue to project our very own. See, because she is not just, you know, beautiful, she is brilliant, and she has
very
beautiful vision for her constituency. So we need to start giving the tickets to the right people. Thank you so much, Honorable. We are super proud of you, and we know this is only the beginning.
That's
awesome.
it.
All right, thank you, Manny. Thank you, Isi. We had a fantastic conversation. Now, before we go, ensure you follow us on Instagram at WayShowAfrica. You can interact with us further, drop a comment, and more importantly, follow all our engagements on social media, like, share, invite your families and friends to watch and follow the conversation. Now, if you missed tonight's quote, here it is again. Women belong in all places where decisions are being made. It's a simple fact. We'll see you guys live tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.